What is going on, everybody, and welcome to episode, I believe it is 33 of the Dog House. Damn right, baby. I'm your host, the Big Dog, and welcome. Hey, shut up. And welcome. How's your night going? Mine's not going too bad. Today we have another quick one on a topic that's a little more on the serious side, unfortunately. But hey, no worries. If you're on Twitch, if you're joining me on Twitch, I will be streaming after this and we'll have a blast. But first, let's get into the topic. But before I get into the topic, I almost forgot. I'm going to put a few links in the chat. First link is the YouTube channel, baby. The YouTube channel is where I upload all the episodes of the Doghouse. I may expand that in the future. I may not. I'm not too sure just yet. But for now, if you miss any episodes of the Doghouse, check out the link on YouTube. And also, while you're there, hit me with a subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you're not, don't worry about it. I ain't going nowhere. Not anytime soon, at least. Second link is the Discord. Go ahead and join the Discord because we're going to get that popping over there. I'm going to start with the custom games. Hopefully when Back 4 Blood comes out, hopefully it's good. I will use that as a way for me to play with my fans. Not in that type of way. Get your minds out the gutters. Next link is my email address for anything as to podcast questions. You have suggestions for me. You want to call me a dick. You want to say I'm an asshole. You want to tell me my voice is sexy. Go ahead. And last but not least link is a link to my Steam page. Go ahead and friend me on Steam. If you're on Steam, if you're a PC gamer like I am, friend me on Steam. I could use more friends on there. Alright. Now, let's get into the topic at hand. Let us get to the topic at hand. Give me 1 second. Let me do that and switch to the main screen. Ladies and gentlemen, the end of an era. The end of Chris Chan. Okay, let me not do that. This isn't funny, but why am I not surprised in the slightest? Internet personality Chris Chan in court on incest charges. Now, I'm not going to read this article, but you can, if you so choose. Matter of fact, I'm going to link this article in the chat. Give me 1 second, guys. There you go. There's a link to the article in the chat. And you know what? Let's go to another content creator and let's hear his side of the story. Well, not his side of the story, but what he has to say about this. Ladies and gentlemen, me Mudahar. Let's skip all this disclaimer stuff. Yes, we know.
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome to a Yellow Dolan affair, ladies and gentlemen. This is one that I'm self-reviewing to be pretty Yellow Dolan, so if YouTube actually ends up Green Dolaning this, I'll be pretty surprised. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not comfortable with topics such as incest, alright, abusing individuals with dementia, which I would hope that 99.9% of the people out in the world aren't comfortable with, this is your warning, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Now, in the past, I've made videos about characters like Chris Chan, Sonichu, characters that I've sort of followed. I've stated numerous times that I'm kind of like a Christorian character, somebody that follows this stuff. From the outside looking in, I definitely have it on the second monitor when I game. I like to look into a lot of these internet sort of train wrecks from time to time. It's hard to look away, and anybody that makes internet-related content will tell you that they know all about Chris Chan. They've heard about it, okay? If they haven't been this invested into it, they've at least heard of it. Now, to understand why they've heard of Chris Chan is that this is the most documented person, the most documented woman on the planet. Now, why do I say this is the most documented person on the internet? Ladies and gentlemen, this person, Christine Chandler, Sonichu, Chris Chan, is more documented than Jesus Christ or anybody else that you ever
not the fucking Sonichu, man.
Bruh. Ever heard of. We are looking at a creator, Samuel, who's making a 59-part and counting documentary on Christine Chandler.
Shit, man.
Episodes ranges from 30 to 40 minutes long, okay? 50 minutes in some cases. So if you look at...
Hell, a lot of that is longer than my podcast.
This is over 20 hours of fucking content on one individual, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Christine Chandler has been trending all over the internet for the last couple days because of a very, very heinous crime that they have allegedly committed. One that is absolutely disgusting, one that should put them in prison if proven true, where they can actually, face some real consequences. And what are the crimes that are being alleged here? Chris Chan did their mom, allegedly. There are
Lord.
calls that we'll be getting to later on in the video that sort of detail a pretty damning revelation.
That's like instant. That should be instant jail time.
I'll tell you that doing your mom is pretty ethically damning. In some places it's illegal, but if you need a law to tell you not to do that, you're probably a bit of an out there individual. Now also compound the fact that the mother in this case is an 80-year-old dementia-ridden individual, okay? Not all the way up there mentally.
Jesus Christ. This poor woman looks so confused.
That is what we call taking advantage. That is what we call elderly abuse. These are very serious crimes, and a 39-year-old individual like Chris Chan needs to pay with some serious consequences if they are truly guilty of such a crime. I don't need to sugarcoat this. This is the most messed up thing that I have ever seen. This is the bad ending. I couldn't even see this one coming, ladies and gentlemen. It is a wild, dark day indeed. But Muda, you might be asking, why is this autistic person from the United States the most documented person in human history? Now, to answer that question takes a lot of tequila and many years. But really, the idea behind it is that way back in the year 2000, yes, before a lot of you were even born, Chris Chan had unleashed the Sonichu website, and very later on, the actual Sonichu webcomic. Now, this comic...
My God, man, that is such a... Can we go back?
Unleashed the Sonichu web.
That is such a bare bones looking website, man. I'm sorry. I know people say, "Oh, I'd like to see you do better." Boy, that's.
Later on, the actual Sonichu webcomic. Now, this comic was drawn very crudely, but the general gist was a couple message boards picked up on this, and it sort of blew up from there. Now, Chris Chan has autism, high-functioning autism. The social cues aren't exactly their forte. So what effectively happened was all these message boards filled with individuals kept, sort of pressing Chris Chan. They ended up coming back. It became basically a communication feedback loop, and all this information came out. And now years later, Chris Chan basically went from this, goofball on the internet to sort of an internet sensation in one of the weirdest niche ways that you can imagine. Now, in the last couple days, there has been a discourse on the internet regarding transphobia. Christine is a transgender individual, and some people have misgendered Christine on the internet. Now, that's wrong. You should give somebody basic human decency. At least that's how I was raised. That's where I come from. That said, let's stop and refocus on the situation. There are some serious allegations beyond incest, abuse of the elderly, sexual abuse of the elderly, really fucked up shit. Somebody whose mental faculties aren't all the way there. Ladies and gentlemen, alright, if this turns out to be true, if these allegations are true, which is where the evidence we'll listen to is actually pretty much leading up to, Christine would be a scumbag in a year where that position has a lot of front runners for podium place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's refocus on the situation. Yes, is transphobia bad? Absolutely. Is misgendering Chris wrong? Sure, yes, absolutely. But let's refocus onto the situation at hand. These are some serious allegations, and if this turns out to be true after medical examinations, law enforcement examinations, Christine deserves to go to prison, okay? Now, the reason why this discourse is actually important is because of Christine being transgender. There's apparently a weird potential situation. I don't know how legit this is. Apparently, Virginia, which is the state this is being tried in, their incest law doesn't exactly have any permutations for daughter/mother, okay? Which, if Christine is recognized as a female in this situation, she would be the daughter. I actually don't know how legit this is. I'm not a legal expert, but I would like to think that abuse of the elderly is pretty gender neutral, like it's gender agnostic. So at that point, if Christine is to be tried for elderly abuse, which is exactly what I'm seeing over here, really bad elder abuse, they still need to see prison, and they still need to see some consequences, okay?
I could not agree more. And see, this is the issue that I have with the transgender movement. Well, okay, let me be a little more fair. It's not every transgender person that's going to do some asshole shit like this. But it's getting absurd to where people that are just, oh yeah, I'm transgender. No, that doesn't mean you can just do whatever the hell you want. Like your actions have consequences.
Okay, that's where I come
And I'm glad Muda brought that up.
In that regard, that's where this whole idea sparks up. That's where like this whole transgender discussion sort of kicks in, at least from a legal perspective. Do I personally see this going to the Supreme Court of Virginia, maybe even the United States? Not really. Now, if you whittle on back, Chris Chan isn't exactly the most PC individual. Hey, I'm not PC either, but back in the day, Chris Chan used to have some pretty fucked up takes, and some of these takes have also exacerbated a lot of the trolling that they had been receiving, alright? Some of these takes involved some pretty nasty homophobia, there was some racism going on, and if you want to believe it or not, there was actually a situation, alright, a really huge situation, which I believe right now is unapologized for, where Chris Chan had actually believed that people with Asperger's, which is now a defunct diagnosis, as far as I know, were quote-unquote stealing the limelight from those autistic folks out there. Don't believe me? There's an entire Little Big Planet 2 diagram that we can listen through.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christine's past as a homophobe is pretty well documented. Here's a message Christine once sent to Axe Body Spray, the creators of it. Just listen to this one real closely. It's a real doozy.
But thusly, a stereotype has been made. It's been made, apparently, apparently. You'd be gay if you wore it. That's so stupid. It's not true. I'm straight, and I have been using Axe for years. I'm a proud user of that, because originally, as it was originally sent for, and I quote, effective deodorant protection designed to seduce the ladies. It says here, get girl-approved hair. Wash, attract, repeat. Even though the comments sound sexist, as I have learned on their page on Wikipedia, I still feel that it is a big misuse and complete immoral act that takes use of the axe brand, which is dimensionally and originally oriented towards the straight people.
Again, there's two reasons I'm mentioning a lot of this. A, it definitely proves that there is a level of pretty heavy autism in this. There's a lot of social cues being missed. The fact that this person was literally taking fucking advertising seriously from Axe is beyond me. But they're also really shitty character traits. Like, even for back then, in my opinion, simply telling people that they can't use a certain body spray because of their sexual orientation is a little bit fucking wild. But again, this person was a bit set in their own ways because of how their parents raised them. Christine's parents truly did fail them, okay? Because they lived an incredibly structured life, even back in the day post-college, this person eventually joined the United States Social Security Program, which basically granted them a check every month. I think it was like $800 Christine was getting at the time, which became the tugboat. Basically, money that Christine would spend on toys, on video games, basically frivolous shit.
Wow, that is a lot of stuff, man.
When they should have been learning about budgeting and getting their life together.
That is a lot of stuff.
Christine has lived a pretty sheltered life and is unable to really develop true adult behavior later on in their life. So that's where I wanted to kind of start off with. Now I want to shift my attention towards the love quest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the love quest from the outside looking in is Chris Chan's eternal quest to find a boyfriend-free girlfriend, to find love, to find a life partner. Unfortunately, this quest has come to an absolute definite end if these allegations are true regarding Chris Chan having sex with their own mom. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, if you take more than 15-20 minutes and looking into the love quest history with Chris Chan's relationship with life partners and whatnot, it really does look like a speed run to getting laid. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm going to put it as. Now, what's important about the love quest is it really sheds into light just what kind of the perception Chris Chan has towards relationships with women and some really creepy attitudes this person puts towards. Now, the love quest also involved the trolls as well. There were a fair amount of women that actually ended up being trolls in this situation. And while trolling a person with mental disabilities is already bad, using love and passion is a magnitude worse than you could expect. Now, that being said, there were some troll relationships that you can just look at and also get a quick idea of, again, Chris Chan's actual, true nature towards women and relationships in general. One that I want to look at very carefully is Megan, one of the oldest and most well-known, I guess you could say, gal pals or, female friends or women friends that Chris Chan had stuck around with earlier on in their life. Now, Megan, going back to her, actually straight up mentioned numerous times she didn't want to be in relationships. In certain emails, she stated to Christine, as I've said, the website means nothing to me. It's the fact that you blab about me on your blogs and therefore it gets put on the website. So in other words, ED didn't drag my name through the mud, but you did. ED is Encyclopedia Dramatica, one of the various websites that was cataloging Christine's antics. I don't know. I can't keep disgracing myself and forgiving. I have some pride, I've forgiven you so many times before it's just getting irritating. Even I have my limits. So I think I'd like to stay away from you, at least for a while. Then as the time passes, I'll better know what to do. Until then, just please leave me alone. She also said, don't be hard on yourself. Like I said, I just want time to my own for a while. It's not like I'm hating you or anything. I just want to be with myself for a while. And I haven't, nor will I ever forget all the wonderful surprises you have given me and such. Thank you. This is only a bye for now, just allow me to be alone, and eventually things will cheer up. Okay. What she's referring to in this case is actually an infamous image known as she came for CWC.jpg. You might have seen that.
Nope. Didn't need to see that.
Just on Frederick Knutson's Down the Rabbit Hole, because it's a very pivotal moment that kind of shows Christine's behavior towards women. Now, this image was uploaded as part of a quote-unquote information overload to the actual trolls and their various image boards. Now, a lot of people in the image boards actually believe this to be Crystal, which would be sort of at sometimes Chris Chan's twin sister or potential imaginary daughter, which already weird, but then Chris Chan came out and basically, said, no, it's none of that. This is all Megan. And what really leads into something super disturbing is an email that was sent to Megan when she was rightfully scared shitless and very, very, very weirded out at the fact that she would be part of some Rule 34 that Chris Chan drew up. As for the drawing itself, I realized it was only done out of an inspired fantasy, angst against Encyclopedia Dramatica, and love for you, but also as a major release for my crazy, mixed-up hormones. If I didn't have the foresight to put my pent-up frustrations and feelings in the form of something, I might have become an abusive maniac. So thank God for allowing me to release my bottled-up frustrations in a more positive, yet not so politically correct and not physically hurting others method. You know how fucked up that shit sounds? Okay? This person drew their friend getting fucked by them, and then eventually ended up saying, hey, I'm glad that I could release my pent-up frustrations in the form of a drawing instead of physically assaulting physically hurting others. The reason I'm mentioning all this to you before physically assaulting physically hurting others. The reason I'm mentioning all this to you
what was with that close up?
It really provides you some of the context and history and nuance of the situation. This is where I find the whole love quest bullshit. Christine, to me, has never been somebody that's trying to get her actual meaningful relationship. It's just getting laid. Now, in recent years, I became a very big fan of Christine, okay? Listen, people change. People do get better. I thought Christine was on a much better path.
There were a lot of things that popped up, like the dimensional merge, where Christine's mental faculties were sort of brought up into question regarding the dimensional merge, which, for those of you who don't know what it is, basically every cartoon universe is going to come together. So imagine the Family Guy universe and the real world coming together. That whole meme of me being in Family Guy could become a fucking very big reality if the dimensional merge was to ever happen.
That was funny.
But there was a community of people that started really getting behind Christine. She actually started to make some money with the Sonichu comics. I mean, there was a time, like, even to this day, my Steam name is Sonichu. I genuinely did like Christine up until what happened a couple days ago. I'm still trying to fucking reel in. Let's listen to this real close. I'm not fucking kidding with you. Let's listen to this shit.
Yeah, she's got really the G-spot because apparently I don't believe that Christine any of her past boyfriends.
Nope. Jesus Christ. Who says that about their mother? Their mother! Oh.
Really hit her G-spot really
right.
there. Approached her with care and caution, so I just gave her comfort and talked with her. We just branched out slow and steady, and I encouraged her positively, let her make the first move. She wanted to do it, and
she did? Really? She made the first move?
Yeah. I think she was partially confused at one point, but then she came around, obviously. But it took us a few nights to figure out what made what go.
Nothing is fucking right about that. Now, this video was actually from Gibby, alright, a YouTuber known as Gibby, who basically reposted this and added this whole subtitling to it, so I gotta give credit where credit is due. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing about that was fucking right. Now, of course, that call, if real, shows that Christine had relationships with her mom. Apparently hitting her G-spot better than her late father. That's
Nope. Gross.
That's fucking disgusting in every capacity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, incest is illegal in a lot of the United States. But, really, the law shouldn't be stopping you from porking your own mother, okay? There's a serious question of ethics in that scenario, okay?
Yep.
I don't think you'll find anybody normal out in the world that'll say, yeah, porking your mom is right. 100% of the people that I've ever talked to in my life have always told me that they don't want to pork their own moms. And you know what? In reality, hey, maybe somebody could be lying. Maybe somebody really wants to drill their own mom. But at the end of the day, I have genuinely come to the understanding that incest is pretty wrong, okay? These kind of relationships are wrong.
Yep.
There will never be anything right about hitting a fucking G-spot on your own mom. I'm just telling you right now, that is
Thank you.
all kinds of wrong. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Barbara Chandler, okay? This is the mom in question. So she's about 80 years old. She might actually be over 80. I don't know the exact age off the top of my head for Barb. But she is an old person, okay? Now, getting old fucking sucks, okay? Getting old comes with its own problems. Things like potentially dementia, things like potentially Alzheimer's. Really, really terrible situations that you may have a possibility of encountering when you reach that fucking age. Now, this is a reason where, for the time I supported Christine, I didn't want to give Christine any fucking money for anything, because Christine's financial acumen is pretty low, okay? Giving Christine any money is a simple fact of enabling her to do fucked up shit. Because all that money is going to go towards is buying anime. None of that money, very barely if any, will actually go towards proper adult-related expenses. Now, these are some videos where Christine has used her mother, her senior mother, to basically get pity bucks, basically siphon pity donations out of the viewer base. So just watch this.
Go. My name is Barbara Chandler. Here today we have 4 blankets, and one of them is the bedspread.
Oh my goodness.
We would like for you to contact us through eBay and make a purchase of one of these blankets.
Or all 4 of them.
Or all of them if you would like. We need the...
Listen.
Oh my god, that is just bizarre.
Okay, going into the whole incest argument, there's like a billion ways that somebody could argue about its ethics. But like, when you involve somebody that's this spaced out, clearly she's not all there, okay? She's old. This person could not consent to anything sexual if they wanted to, okay? This is really messed up, but I think what really is the Achilles heel is this video. This is a 39-second video, and if you listen to the demeanor of Christine towards their own mother in this, it's really, in my opinion, kind of telling. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm extrapolating body languages over here, just listen to the tone of the voices. Yeah.
My name is Barbara Chandler. I'm autographing pictures to be sold on eBay. Thank you for buying. We appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Wait. We got to buy the other things is when I'm making that.
Man, this is just...
It will help us to
This is wrong on so many levels, man.
buy food for the rest of the month. Thank you.
And buy everything else from Christine Chandler on eBay. Thank you. Definitely the high ticket items as well.
Oh, my God.
That, of course, you can see the like to dislike. People do not like that.
God damn.
Clearly, this is shame. That, of course, you can see the like to dislike.
I don't mean to laugh, but come on. Them dislikes, oh,
People do not
Jesus.
like that. Clearly, this is shameless behavior. This person could not consent if they wanted to. I'm sorry, okay? If this was to go into a courtroom, I am almost betting both of my nuts that they would argue that this woman cannot consent. She's too old. She's clearly not all the way there right now. And what does this person do? Put her up in front of a camera. It's like, just buy. Can you tell them to buy stuff? She doesn't know how to respond to that. Clearly, again, she's not all the way there. What do you think Christine's response is? Ugh, buy the high ticket item. Jeez. Like, come on now. There's no shame here. This is not the good person, okay? And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Never in a million years would I have expected this situation to play out, where Christine, behind the scenes, at 39 years old, by the way, this is a 39-year-old person, very
Good
well,
Lord.
despite all the autism, can make all of their life choices on their own, has decided, all right, that having relations with their own mother is somehow okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think one of
Nope. I'm gonna keep pressing that till this makes sense.
the things that really pisses me off beyond belief
It doesn't make sense.
is the fact that this is blatant elder abuse, and elder abuse happens a lot more common than you could ever expect. I think I know everyone around my age that has a story regarding an abused elder, you know? You'll always have... Getting old sucks, okay? I'm sorry. And despite what anybody wants to say about Barb's history as a parent, she's not been the most perfect parent either. I'm not putting her in a golden limelight either. But getting old sucks. When you get old and you end up not being all the way there, you're going to have 9 times out of 10, okay? In my experience, you always have that piece of shit who lives with that person, siphoning their medication, siphoning a couple bucks from their savings account at the end of the month, okay?
All right.
Taking money away from...
All right, I can't take this anymore. I'm sorry. That is too much. That's too much. But yeah, Christine Chandler may be going to jail for diddling her mother. Which, why the hell would you do that? Like, why? I mean, there's such thing as an Oedipus complex, but this is just absurd. It's absolutely absurd, and it's gross. Nope. Honestly, I really do hope I think Chris Chan needs help. I think she needs to be put somewhere where people can evaluate her. People can help her deal with these thoughts in her head. It makes my spine tingle just thinking about it. But sorry about the coughing. My throat's acting up again. But thank you for joining me for episode 33 of the Doghouse. This has been a wonderful episode. Well, not that wonderful because of the topic, but hey, you live and learn, right? So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining me. Again, subscribe to the YouTube. Give me a follow on the Twitch channel. Join the Discord. Friend me on Steam. Email me with questions, ideas. You want to call me an asshole. Whatever the hell you want. Alright? Guys, thank you. If you're on Twitch, stick around because I will be starting Outer Worlds soon. Thank you and good night.